And this is an EWTN Bookmark Brief. I'm Doug Keck. I just had the pleasure of speaking with Abbie Reese about her book, Dedicated to God, an oral history of cloistered nuns, available through our religious catalog. Abbie, tell us, why'd you write this book and what's it about?
It's about women who have made a vow of enclosure, as well as poverty, chastity, and obedience. And I wrote it because I was unfamiliar with cloistered nuns. And it seemed like there weren't that many stories, although, you know, we have Mother Angelica and all of her work, but there aren't that many stories in the public record of the lives of cloistered nuns.
Right, and these are Poor Clares as well in Rockford, Illinois, right?
Yep.
Now, also, in addition to having put this book together, which took you, what, about 5 or 6 years in interviews and then put the book together, you actually created a documentary film that we've run on the network. We're running on the network as well. What's that about? How is that reflective of the book?
That's such a great question. It's called Chosen, Custody of the Eyes, and it's the journey of one young woman into the enclosure. So it's much more intimate, a more personal journey, and it's following that journey. Like, you know, we're in her, we're seeing her perspective, you know, as she's holding the video camera, looking down, looking up, turning it to face herself. It's reflective of the book in the sense that it's one of the nuns who joined the exact same community, but that film could not have been made if I hadn't been able to interview those other nuns, and I'm so grateful that they were generous and shared their stories and their struggles, because I couldn't have been as understanding, I think, of what she was going through in the moment.
Well, let me ask you, you talk about in this book, which we did a book interview on, the idea of you're surprised at how much access they gave you. You must have been astounded that they were allowed you to do a documentary like this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the access kind of increased over time to the point maybe 4 or 5 years in, the Mother Abbess called and said, we're going to have a funeral service for one of the nuns who had served during World War II in the Women's Army Corps. Do you want to come onto the roof and take photos of the ceremony? And so then, you know, I would ask different things, and they just kept, you know, offering up so much space for me to come in. And so finally I said, this young woman has visual sensibilities. She has a graphic design undergrad. She was a blogger. She totally can do this, even though she'd never worked a video camera. And I was amazed. Not only did they let the video camera come in, 2 days after I lent the video camera with a couple of extra SD cards, the Mother Abbess called and said, they've used up all of the data. Can you come bring, you know, more SD cards, take the files off, that sort of thing. I said, I can either come tomorrow or I could come late tonight, like 11 o'clock tonight. And she like asked, and she said, you better come tonight. So I brought an extra video camera, and I mean, other nuns started taking the video camera and filming, and there's another film that it's in rough cut that I need to finish, has footage that other nuns shot around the monastery.
Okay. So good, well, very good. That's Chosen, right? That's the name of the documentary we're running on EWTN, as well as the book Dedicated to God, an oral history of cloistered nuns, both available through the EWTN religious catalog. EWTNRC.com is the place. Look for the entire interview coming soon, which I did with Abbie on the book on Bookmark. And this has been a Bookmark Brief, and we appreciate you stopping by. Thanks.